What do I have for you today? A beanie with a picot edge. So you knit about an inch, and then you do the yarn over and knit two together to create the little eyelets. But this is the look that you're going for. The beanie that I'm illustrating here, I knit up with using 2 strands of merino wool, and it was gradient so that it just gradually changes color as you go along. I cast on 98 stitches and I used a US number 6 needle to just work my way up through it. In this illustration, I am using a worsted weight yarn. So there's no need to double strand or anything, just single strand worsted weight yarn. Cast on 98 stitches onto a US 6 size circular needle, and the circular was a 16-inch, so that enough of your stitches will go on the circular part without stretching. And then you just do a straight knit around until you get about an inch, and then you want to create the picot edges. And the way you do that is you do a yarn forward and knit two together. So that's yarn forward. Yes, we got that. And knit two together. And what it does is it creates this little eyelet look. Creates the little holes, which, we call eyelet. So here we are, the eyelets illustrated. That's what you get when you do a yarn forward and knit two together. And then the next row, you just simply knit it. And you'll see that there's sort of a single strand there. Yep, just knit that strand, knit around, and then it helps to create the eyelet effect. You only have to do yarn forward, knit two together. You only have to do that for one row. Then the rest of it, you just continue knitting. And then when you fold it, this is the effect that you get. So there's your picot edge. And what you would do is when you fold it, which gets folded to the inside of your hat, you will then stitch it in. And that creates your picot edge. It's really neat because you can also do this with mittens, which I have done. Here's my mittens with the picot edge, and it actually has a picot edge on each edge. So I knit. In this case, I knit more than an inch, but you only need about an inch. Depends on what kind of effect you want. So I did more of a sort of a cuff effect here. So I knit and then just straight knitting, and then I did yarn forward, knit two together, and then the next rows I just continued knitting until I got to this point. I did the yarn forward, knit two together to create the picot edge, and there you go. And you just sew it on the inside. And so you have a picot edge, and that's kind of neat. These are thumbless mittens that I created so that they're good for texting, driving, and there you go. So as I said, you knit about an inch, then you do your yarn over, knit two together so that you get the picot edge when you turn that edge up, and sew it onto the underside of your hat so that you get this effect. It shows up best, I think, with a fabric or yarn that is all one color. I think you can see it a little bit better. So there you go. It ends up being a beanie because you don't have the ribbing in the hat. And you have that picot edge, and it's a nice fitting hat. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any comments to add, please feel free to do so. I love reading them. I like responding as well.